So my name's Lloyd Kembrey and I'm an ambassador for Jessie May. My sort of relationship with the charity is through my auntie and uncle and my two cousins, Josephine and Francesca, who were assisted by the charity.
So I'm Julie Kembrey. I'm bereaved mum of Francesca and Josephine, Lloyd's cousins. And we were introduced to the charity. I've had a long association with Jessie May when our children were looked after by the charity and they lived into their teens. I'm so proud of Lloyd and his friends because they've come to this by themselves and their efforts are extraordinary. And so, yeah, my husband and I are just bursting with pride.
I agree. I think there's never felt any pressure, both from the charity itself and from Chris and Julie. And I think that's what makes it so organic, personal sort of platform to show off what the charity provides, how they provide it, the fact that it's unique and that it's at-home care for the children. The parents don't need to take the children into hospital or to a nursing site. They can know that the nurses are going to turn up at a certain time, provide that care. They can go about their daily activities however they need to get on with their day. That uniqueness is why I think I want to keep showing off what we do here.
I think that families are often very isolated. When they're Jessie May families and they're looking after very complex children, then they don't have their own voice necessarily because they're so busy looking after their children. And a lot of the work that Jessie May does can be unseen sometimes. And really there are three parts to the work. So there's the active looking after the children through their conditions and then end of life, which is very difficult care, very sensitive care, hugely skillful. And that can also be done in the community by Jessie May nurses. But then beyond that, after your child dies, most of the services around the family just fall away and Jessie May continues and it gives bereavement support and that's ongoing. First of all, when we became aware of Lloyd's challenges and his friends, we heard about the Finland trip and the skating and the ice skating. I don't think Lloyd knew much about ice skating at that point. No. There was a journey and so there was all sorts of adventure around that. And we were very proud of them all, but also very glad when they were back and they'd done it. You were on TV and, we've kept that piece of news that shows Lloyd speaking so eloquently about Jessie May, showing his little pink bag or blue bag or whatever it is with the skates in it.
Yeah.
And so that was a standout and that really set the bar, I think, for what they were all going to be doing. But there were other things and one that comes to mind, well, there was the Tough Mudder that we went to and I remember they'd had a really long run and then they had to climb or scurry through thick mud underneath barbed wire and then go off and do all sorts of other things which were very unpleasant. And so, just their spirited way of throwing themselves into everything is wonderful. And then the bungee jump, which was terrifying. And I don't think Lloyd will mind me saying that he's not a great fan of heights and the courage that it took.
It is a lovely feeling to know that, for example, we've raised basically a nurse's salary for a year just from our silly idea to do an activity every month. We've been able to pay for a nurse's wage to provide at-home care for children, and the feeling that gives myself, and I know the rest of the team as well, is an immense pride and the opportunity to continue doing that for the rest of our life.
Out about Jessie May, find out about the heart of Jessie May and how beautiful the work is, and don't be frightened about addressing the work that the nurses do and the whole team do. And then think about great ways, look at Lloyd and his team and think about great ways that you can get involved. And that doesn't have to be being involved with the families or being involved with the children. It can just be having a good time and sharing the message and finding ways of bringing in funds which are really needed.
Just like to say thank you for everyone who's donated their time and money to help us. It's greatly appreciated throughout the whole of our sort of period of fundraising. And also thank you to everyone who's watching the video now, because hopefully you're going to see from this the sort of the work that is done here. And if you'd like to sort of share with your time or effort or money, however that may be, please do get in touch with the charity.